WTIM, your information station. It's time now for our WTIM morning show, this time with Diana Voiles, Director of Nursing at the Christian County Health Department. Thanks so much to our live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. Diana, good to have you back in studio with us today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, we got plenty of important topics to get into today, but where do you want to start? I know we talked before the school year started, many vaccinations that you guys are offering, staying late in days, but we're going to break it all down today.
Well, October 15th, that's the deadline. So if your child still needs immunizations, you need to get a hold of us.
Absolutely.
217-824-4113. Set the appointment up. Come and see us so that we can get you taken care of. Because on October 16th, if you don't have the vaccination, that child isn't going to be able to go into the school. And the school nurses are doing such a great job at being very vigilant now. They're going through all of these things. They're sending the papers home saying, hey, your child needs. So come and see us. It's getting a little busier.
Okay.
It really is. We're getting a lot of walk-ins, which is fine. But there is a time where, you know what, we have to go home at some point.
Absolutely.
So, we want to get everybody taken care of. We don't want a kid out of school.
You guys at the Christian County Health Department have been so flexible and so giving with your time these past couple of months here. We're happy to know that's been happening. But October 15th, that hard deadline, and you explained the consequences there. You mentioned these walk-ins are happening.
Oh, yes.
Best case, you call the health department with those.
Correct. Now, you need to remember, too, that October 14th is a holiday.
Ah, yes.
And we are closed.
Okay.
That is one of those holidays that they say we get to close for. So that October 15th, that Tuesday, that could be a very big day for folks. And we're not open on the weekends. I'm sorry. But that's just how everything works. We have plenty of the vaccinations available. We've made sure that we have enough to get everyone taken care of that we can. We can always get more in, but we need to get these kids vaccinated.
Absolutely.
We have plenty of COVID. We have the new COVID that has been acceptable. They started shipping those out at the end of August, September. So we got ours late, very end of September. I still have quite a few and I can order more. That's not a problem.
Great.
And then we also have the influenza we're still doing. We have a couple of clinics that we're going to run again. So it's really nice. We're going to have a clinic here in Taylorville on October 28th out at the Expo building at the fairgrounds. We're going to go back to that place again, that area. It works out very nicely. We'll be there from 8 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. And then we're going to be at the Pana Fire Department again. And we will be there on the 18th. It's a Friday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. So we should be able to get a lot more. Now, in those clinics, we're going to do the influenza. We'll have the option for also having COVID. And the other option is RSV.
Okay. RSV, a big one right there. We can break down the other ones. Is there an uptick in RSV? Is this something that it's not usually covered by insurance? What's the value of this one?
Well, RSV, it's become very popular or spoken about now more for the elderly.
Sure. Which
elderly, of course, is anyone my age and older. No, sorry, 65 and older. Anyone that has a compromised immune system, okay, or has lung issues. This typically, we hear it hitting young babies and young children, RSV. So I have the vaccination for the children and I have it for the babies. I also have it for the adults. And the way that we purchased it and we use the grants, we've done it in such a way that it is so inexpensive. I mean, we are talking so inexpensive, and for some folks, it's even just free. So what happens is that if your insurance isn't going to cover this RSV, then we use it in another fashion where you are now considered, you are underinsured for this vaccination. And that's what the state of Illinois says. IDPH, Illinois Department of Public Health, says, hey, if your insurance doesn't cover it, you are underinsured or you have no insurance for that one. Either way, I've got you covered. Whether you are 3 months old or 6 months old or 96 years old, I've got you covered. Dr. Anderson was such a great help with it. The board was amazing, and they let us do this. It's fantastic. But RSV, we do not really have any antibiotic treatment that works.
Okay.
I mean, this is a serious lung issue. You think you got just a regular cold. The symptoms are the same as a normal cold. And we would like to be able to say as a healthcare provider that, we can differentiate. But when you get to the point where in a few days, you can't do a lot of breathing, we're talking ER and hospital. It's worse than the influenza A. I've actually had a nurse that was 52 years of age, and she acquired the RSV because for 3 to 8 days, you have this, and you don't even know. You think you just got a cold. You're exposing everyone. The first 3 to 8 days, everyone you've seen, everything you've touched, it's out there.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so easy to pick it up. But she was actually very sick and in the hospital and had oxygen for almost 4 months.
It's a 52-year-old woman. I mean,
exactly. And she's healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the thing, is that she was up and running around with 4 dogs and and it knocked her down so much. So this can be very, very serious for somebody, especially if you have a smoker. Their lungs aren't as good as what everybody else is because, they're smoking.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's, but we want to protect them.
Absolutely.
So it's one of those that's just, it's become very, very talked about now with folks that are older, over 65, some folks that are around 60, same thing. You get the same dosage, whether you are 25 or 65. That's the difference between the RSV and the influenza.
Wow.
Because influenza, you get a little bit stronger dose if you are over 65.
Sure.
Or again, a compromised immune system.
Of course.
And if you are under 65, you get what we call a low dose or a so-called normal dose. Okay. So yeah, it can be very, very destructive to your life.
It is just so great to hear the way the Christian County Health Department has utilized these grants. I can't compare it to other health departments throughout the state. I just don't know about them. But I can't imagine that you can offer uninsured, underinsured people free or very low cost these very important vaccinations. Is this part of the Chad Anderson era, Dr. Chad Anderson era, and this new crew over at the health department? You guys really are on the right track here.
Yes, we are. We're really very, very fortunate that Dr. Anderson, he's very, very forward thinking, and your board. Oh my gosh, they are just outstanding. They really, you get an idea, you present it, and they really let us try and help as much as we possibly can. I mean, we now have mental health.
Yeah.
How many of your counties have a mental health case manager? Peyton goes to the Pana schools. She's going to the Taylorville High School. She goes to the North School. Oh. I mean, she's out there 3 days a week. She's going to the various schools. She's handed out the journals. Where they can sit down and write their ideas and write their feelings down so that they can get that out. Yeah. Because bottling it up doesn't do you very good. Shake up a can of pop and then open it and let me know how you feel. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of how we are.
Yeah. She has conversations with young students that I thought would be way beyond them. But by the way she's laying them out, by the way she's framing them, she's solving problems before they can even start. Exactly.
Yeah. And then we have another population, and those are the folks that, probation sees. And they're not bad people. They've made some bad choices. Yeah. We get that. Okay, so the probation then sends them down to us, and Peyton helps find the folks that they need. Yeah. Whether that's counseling or maybe she's helping them fill out an application. She can point them in the right directions to get them to go. And it's a support system. And that's what a lot of folks don't have. And we're a rural community, so we don't have access to a lot of this, as if you were to go to a different city a little bit larger. And that becomes some of the problems. So we have to solve that.
Christian County Health Department picking up the slack where it is there. And we started this conversation talking about students getting vaccinated by October 15th. And before we take ourselves a break, do you get notification from schools saying that continue to push this or continue to administer these vaccines?
We don't necessarily get a letter or information from them. But when I start seeing more and more walk-ins coming in and they're handing me a piece of paper and they say the nurse wrote on there what they need. And I'm, oh, okay. And as I'm talking with the patient and saying, okay, so how you feeling today? What is it that you actually need? And they're like, oh, well, the nurse said I need meningitis. Oh, okay. You need okay. We got that one. And so going through it, you start seeing and you start giving the same ones and you're watching your inventory go down and you're like, okay, time to reorder. So it's just a natural thing. You just kind of sit there and say, okay, all right, we got this.
Able to deduce where the school is at kind of through those walk-ins right there. And so great. We're at a point where we can just keep reordering and keep administering these vaccines. Diana Voiles on our WTIM morning show this morning, Director of Nursing at the Christian County Health Department. Before we go, the phone number, website people can go to for more information.
Okay, 217-824-4113. That's our number. Perfect. And it's Christian County Health Department. We're out there.
Alrighty. Easy to find you guys out there.
Oh,
We're
yes.
set to take ourselves a break here. Thanks so much to our live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. Will be right back here on WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Find out all the great things happening in the Pana area on the WTIM Pana Morning Show, Tuesdays from 8:40 till 10. You'll hear interviews with Pana area community, nonprofit, and business leaders each week. The WTIM Pana Morning Show is brought to you by these sponsors.
Our title sponsor, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Your Pana Save-A-Lot, Whiskey Bill's Saloon and Liquor Emporium, and Locked and Loaded Limited.
This is Bill Pinkston, General Sales Manager at Landmark of Taylorville. Stop in today and harvest some huge savings on the final 2024s. Right now, you can save $11,000 on a new Silverado RST. Prefer a GMC Sierra? Current GMC owners can save over $12,000 on a new GMC Denali. Need a redesigned fuel saver? You can save over $5,000 on a Buick Encore GX. Plus, we have over 350 pre-owned vehicles in our family dealerships. And with our lifetime powertrain warranty, why would you buy anywhere else? Shop us day or night at landmarkattaylorville.com. And remember,
You always do better at Landmark.
People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, are proud to continue their long-standing sponsorship of honoring Taylorville High School Students of the Month on WTIM's many platforms on AM, FM, and streamed online, and on WMKR Genuine Country 94.3.
Hi, my name is Kaden Skillen. I am a junior at the Taylorville High School, and I was nominated for Student of the Month. My parents are Alicia Ferris and Ed Gillen. My extracurricular activities involve Purple Rain. My interests outside of school would be spending time with friends and listening to the boys talk about football and engaging in PE games. My future plans are to attend a college, to major in the medical field, and my favorite subject would be PE because I'm aggressive, competitive, motivating, and enjoyable.
People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, salutes these great Taylorville High School students on this honor and wish them the best in their future. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
If you're 40 and over, you'll recognize these artists by their first names. Frank, Dean, Sammy, Andy, Nat, Diana, Michael. Well, here's the big news. You can now hear Central Illinois' largest music library with over 3,500 songs on air and online at 965thechill.com. Tune in on the FM dial in Christian County and on your computer or smartphone. Hear these great artists and many more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on 965thechill.com.
To learn more about Rolling Meadows Senior Living in Taylorville and the apartments they have available, click on their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Jansen's Heating and Air is the home of Dr. Comfort, focusing on customer care for heating and air conditioning across Central Illinois for some 35 years. Find out their services, specials, and coupons by clicking their icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Back here on the WTIM Morning Show with Diana Voiles, Director of Nursing at the Christian County Health Department. Thanks so much to our live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. Talked all about vaccines and their availability at the Christian County Health Department. And talk about some of the clinics that are popping up. Taylorville, Pana, what do we have there?
Well, we've already done Taylorville and Pana
Great.
one time. Okay, well, that's great. But Dr. Anderson says, let's do it again.
Absolutely.
We had the opportunity, so we're doing it. We have another vaccination clinic at the Pana Fire Department, and that is going to be from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. on October 18th.
Perfect.
So that is, I believe, a week from Friday. And I think, it's unusual. I know it's a Friday, but hey, let's, I know you don't want to start the weekend off with the needle. Nobody likes needles, including myself. Sure. But come on, I have to pierce your skin.
Yes.
I mean, yes, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Paper cuts hurt. Yeah, we find them later when we wash our hands too and go, oh my God. All right. So, okay. I don't see a zipper on anybody. And I've looked for, the 20 plus years I worked, unzip it and squirt. It's not there. So we're going to do the Pana Fire Department on 10/18. And we are going to do Taylorville again out towards the expo area at the fairgrounds. And we are doing them on the 28th.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just more opportunities to get vaccinated and to not infect other people. You mentioned with that RSV.
Exactly.
3 to 8 day period where you are contaminating people. What's that called? When you're
incubation.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Diana Boyles, for filling in the gap right there. And okay, perfect. You mentioned fairgrounds, Pana Fire Department. Anything else we need to know? No registration. Is it a drive-up type of deal?
It's drive up.
Great.
Yep, it's a drive-through, stab-through clinic.
Using drive-through, stab-through clinic. And then do we have to deal with the flu shot, aching days after with these?
Well,
again,
you may. One way to kind of prevent that is I was taught by an older LPN, and God, I love her. But after I do the injections, if you get me, I will then massage that area. Just press on it a little bit. It doesn't feel very good, but later that night when you go to sleep and you normally end up sore from your vaccinations, you will thank me. It helps. It disperses the vaccine because your muscle has everything it needs in that area right there. But I'm going to put about a 0.5 cc of fluid into that muscle, which has already got everything it needs. So then your body's response is the white blood cells are going to run to that area, create a little mound because it thinks it needs to fix it. And then it's going to eventually go away in about 72 hours. In the meantime, you might be a little sore. And so to avoid that, you just do a little hard rub on that and it smushes it out into the muscle nice and easy. So you don't have to do that over the night and then the next day. But remember, don't baby that arm. Use it like you normally would. Just keep going. And then in the shower, remember to take the Band-Aid off. Take your Band-Aids off in the shower, soak them down, and then peel them off. And then, we don't have the ouch moment.
I didn't realize that pain was is very physical. I thought it was more of like a chemical reaction, and yes, it is. But like it's very, very on the point of the epicenter of the shot. It's very interesting.
And that's what your body is supposed to do. It's supposed to have that reaction because that's its protection. That's what your immune system does.
Absolutely.
So now that it sees this vaccine in your body and it says, "Oh, okay, all right," so it has what we call memory cells. And it sees it and it goes, "Oh, yeah, I've seen that." Okay. So that's what you're building when you get those vaccines.
Absolutely.
And that's what's really cool about your body. Yeah. And of course, everybody is different. So some folks go, "Oh, it didn't bother me at all." But then they get that one shot and they're like, "Ooh, yeah, and I felt crappy for a day." Take your regular Tylenol, ibuprofen that you normally would, or you could be the tough guy and, just tough it out a little bit, and that's fine too. But make sure that you remember this is normal. This is not the vaccine making you sick. This is your body saying, "Hey, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do."
Yep. Absolutely.
And that's awesome.
Awesome. Diana Boyles, Director of Nursing, in studio with us now at the Christian County Health Department. We have about 2 minutes left. World Mental Health Day is this week. Is that correct?
Yes, it's
awesome.
Thursday.
Great. And we have a great mental health caseworker out there. I'm sure she's up to great things.
Oh, yes. We have Peyton. Peyton is always on the go about things. She's in the Pana schools. She goes there 1 day a week. She's going to North School. Cool. She meets with them. She's going to the high school, meets with them as well. She's got these really neat journals. And there's new journals that are out, and they're the Reckham books.
Oh.
And so you do what it says in the journal. And the journal says, start numbering, but don't start at 1. Oh. Use various numbers. So you're supposed to number like 6 numbers, and you're not supposed to use number 1. Well, we all want to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And then another one says, tear this piece of paper up and throw it away. What? So they call it a record journal because you learn that it's okay. These are the things that you do to make your mind flip and smile. And you're laughing while I'm sitting here.
It exposes you. It really makes you work on yourself.
It makes you realize, you know what? It's okay. It's okay to tear the paper up and throw it away and go to do something else. And then we'll come back to it. Maybe today, maybe 2 weeks from today. Sure. So it just kind of, it makes you realize how silly we can be at times. Absolutely. That we're so focused.
Absolutely.
And, and that's fine.
Topics like that need to be talked about out there for students struggling with their own mind like that. We all know how hard it can be.
We all need that.
Absolutely. Diana, we are so out of time, but I thank you so much for informing us all today and being here with us.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
Absolutely. Diana Boyles, Director of Nursing at the Christian County Health Department here on our WTIM Morning Show. Thank you all for listening in.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Some 1 million